Hello, students. Welcome to this final lap for the IPMAT exam. And I am Siddharth Mehta, and I will be discussing the English section for the 23 and 24 exam. So just give me a minute. I will share my slide. All right. So I hope this is visible to you. And let us begin. Uh, just a minute, get a confirmation. Fine. So what we are going to do today is, I think, last 2 3 days you have solved the quant section. So today we will be solving the verbal or the English section of the 23 and 24 exam. Try to solve as many questions as possible. So let us begin. Right, but before we go and start solving the question, I'm sure that you are anyways aware that IPMAT Indore is not only a gateway to IIM Indore, but the other IIMs also. IIM Shillong, IIM Ranchi, IIM Amritsar, IIM Sirmaur has launched its 4-year program. Then there is Nirma, IFT Kakinada, Tapni, Nalsar. So a lot of colleges take admission through IIM Indore, and it is definitely the most important exam for those who are targeting management as a career after class 12. Um, Important announcement about IIM Shillong. So IIM Shillong application form to go live from May end, first week of June. You must have passed mathematics or applied maths in class 12, and admission will be based on IPMAT exam. So this basically is your eligibility that the candidate should have, you know, should have maths as one of the subject or applied maths as one of the subject in class 12, right? So personal interview will carry 50% weightage, 20% academics, and 30% IPMAT score. But please remember, you need to get the do well in the IPMAT exam, right? So this is what they have said, and we know the pattern of IPMAT exam by this time. 15 questions in the first section of maths, 30 questions in the second section, and then there are 45 questions, very very critical 45 questions in 40 minutes time. So basically, this section is perhaps a speed test. Now, how to attempt this particular section of English? Right. So in 40 minutes time, what I will suggest is do the questions that you can solve quickly first. Right. So questions like fill-ups, grammar, and idioms. These are the questions that you can solve. These there are around 15 to 20 questions. Right. So these 20 questions you can solve in say 10 to 15 minutes time. Maximum 15 for most of these students. It could be a 10-minute time wherein you can solve this, right? And then go ahead and solve the reading comprehension passages, followed by sentence completion or para completion, the questions in which there is a blank and you have to fit the statement. And in the last, you should solve the parajumbles, the last 5 questions, right? So this should be the order of attempt according to me, to get maximum benefit out of the 40 minutes and 45 questions. Please remember, you cannot leave many questions in this particular section because the cutoff is high as compared to the other two sections of the quant, right? So this has been the trend, right? So if you see, general category cutoff in 2023 has been 125, and in 2024 113, 2022 112. I'm talking about the verbal section because that is the section that I'm discussing today. So this cutoff is high. So to get a score of 120, you need to get what, 30 right, without any mistakes and no mistakes. But that is impossible, right? In the English section, that is not possible. So you will be committing 5 7 mistakes. So that clearly means that you need to get around 33 to 35 right. And then if you commit 5 7 mistakes, even then you are comfortably clearing the cutoff. But remember, not you don't have to, you not only have to clear the cutoff, you have to score more than it if you want to have a fair chance of getting an interview call for IIM Indore, right? So let us see. Let us start solving the questions. And let us look at the IPMAT 2023 paper first. So this is your first passage, right? So what we will do is we will solve the passages. I'm not going to solve all the passages of the 2 year. I will be solving the passages of 2023, but there will be few questions which I will be solving for both the years. For example, parajumbles I will try to solve for both the years, because that is one pain area for the students. For RC, let us solve the two RCs of 2023 exam. Giving you a couple of minutes time to read this slide, and then we will move to the next slide. Right. So what does this particular slide actually talk about? Basically, it talks about that there is a general belief that exercising and regular diet helps you to stay fit. So author says that it is true to some extent that exercise and healthy diet helps you to remain fit, but author says that sleep plays a very crucial part. So basically, what he wants to say is talk about is the sleep, right? The importance of sleep for good health. Not denying, author has not denied that exercise and healthy diet are not important. He's saying it is true, but the more important thing is that sleep is very important. But sleep helps in physical and mental well-being, and the entire slide talks about how good sleep helps us in different ways. So next slide, you can continue. This looks a 400 word kind of passage. So you can continue reading, and then we will solve the questions. All right. So I'm sure you must have read it. Kindly confirm in the chat box. If you have read, I can go to the questions. Chalo. So what is the objective of the passage? Advise the reader. Looks a good choice because the passage does advise us to sleep well. Looks a good choice. Present psychological insights to reader. This is very vague. What is the psychological insight that I'm getting? I'm not getting any psychological insight. Expose the reader to disinformation or provide medical input to the reader. So again, I have not got any medical. So the best choice that is available is advise the reader. So basically, the passage advises to sleep well, the advantages of sleeping well and the disadvantages if you have not slept well. Right. So right answer is option number one. Being deprived of sleep can result in hunger satiation, mental exhaustion, metabolism loss, or terminal illness. This is directly given in the passage. Mental exhaustion, the first paragraph or the second paragraph talks about it when it becomes to a physical and mental well-being. So it talks about the mental well-being. So this can result in mental exhaustion. As per the passage, which of these sentences is not correct? So I have to find something which is not correct. Okay. One's body and mind should be properly relaxed to ensure good sleep, given in the passage. Regular exercising and eating healthy food alone ensures fitness. Definitely, what author has said is wrong. Author has said that you need good sleep also. So, right answer should be option number two because this is false as per the passage. The main focus of the passage is on sleep, right? To dangers of high level of cholesterol and diabetes. No, that's not the main focus. It has been discussed, yes. Perils of insomnia and irregular sleep pattern. Yeah, this is what he has discussed. The stability of leptin and ghrelin in human body. These hormones have been discussed. Ill effects of junk food, not discussed in the passage. Right answer is option number two. In what way does sleep contribute to person's well-being? Right. So by regularizing a person's daily routine, by increasing a person's appetite, by helping the body replenish its resource by adding power and strength to the muscle. So how does it helps to person's well-being? The passage talks about that it relaxes you. So right answer should be option number three. In order to remain physically fit, one must, very easy question, maintain a set sleep pattern. This is the main argument of the passage, actually. So, very easy questions as far as RC is concerned. So, not more than 5 minutes to take these six questions down and maybe get five of them right because three were absolutely direct in nature. Okay. So, let us look at the next passage. So, once again, you can read it. Okay, let me move to the next slide. Do let me know once you have completed the reading. Okay, so this passage is basically about Apple opening up its physical store in India. A couple of places they have opened up the physical stores, and how India has become a prominent market for the Apple, one way or the other. Although Indian market has been called as price sensitive, but the passage does talk about that Apple wants to sell its other product also, right? So what's going to happen? The Apple retail stores in India will not materially impact sales of iPhones, not have any impact on Apple's image, drive healthy competition in the smartphone market, bring in more customers and increase sales. Now, this is a fact-based question, and we have to see, right, that what it is talking about. So here it is mentioned, it might not pull up sales, but it pulls more people into the Apple ecosystem. So sales may not go up, right? Sorry, sales may not go up, right? Of iPhones, that is, but the customers may get into the Apple ecosystem, means they can get connected to the other products of Apple. So right answer here is option number one. And I think many people would have marked here some other answer, not materially impact sales of iPhone, missing that detailed mention in the passage. Why I think students could have missed it, because logically speaking, if they have opened the store, logic says that the sales should increase. But the passage very clearly talks about that it may not impact the sales, right? However, more customers will get added to the Apple ecosystem, right? India is now now the focus of Apple operations, because American technology company wants to reduce their reliance on China. It offers the benefits of manufacturing base in addition to market. It has the world's second largest population. This I can eliminate. No other country has same ease of doing business, not given in the passage, right? So out of all the things, this is true that the passage does talk about that how India can become a manufacturing base, and by 2025, I think it's mentioned that almost one fourth of the products can get manufactured in India, right? So that is the right answer. Now, this statement that we have already read, Apple's aim is not only to increase sales of its iPhone, but to draw people into Apple's ecosystem. In the context of the passage, this statement means that be the market leader in the world of premium smartphones. No, I mean, it. What it actually means is that it wants to get more customers associated with it, right? So, right answer look at option number two. Bring customers into a network of related products which it offers. Yeah, they want more people to enjoy Apple products. Attract customers to buy its phone through innovative means. This is too far-fetched. I mean, we have to just think and stick to these lines. Attract customers by displaying a wide range of aesthetically designed product. Not, definitely not as per the given line. So 3 and 4, I am saying, are not the answer, because look at these lines. It only talks about sales and what Apple is trying to do. They want to draw more people into their ecosystem. So should not be the answer. 3 and 4 should not be the answer, right? Based on the passage, which one of the following is not true? Now, these kind of questions do require, again, you need to go back and check. iPhone 14 is being manufactured in India, given in the passage. Currently, 5 to 7% of all iPhones are manufactured in India. So these kind of information, what will happen is that because all the four options have some facts in them, right? All the four options have some facts in them. You have to go and check, because our memory does not help us to remember that whether this is given, or 5 to 7% is given, or 4 to 7% is given. So this will require going back to the passage and checking of everything, right? Yeah, so 5 to 7% is given here. So let us see. Apple was already making between 5 to 7% of its product in India. Yeah, so this is given. So this is true as per the passage. Manufacturing of iPhones in India commenced in 2017. Let us see whether it is 2017 or not. Apple first began making a lower end model of the iPhone in India in 2017. So this also looks right. Okay. So last option is regulatory. So this is right. This is right. Answer has to be last one. Let us see. Regulatory restrictions were eased in 2023. I think that year is wrong. Right. Let us see if there is anywhere where 2023 has been given. So not in this slide at least. No, 2029 is given as regulatory requirement year, right? So this is false. So these kind of questions can be, time taking. You have to go back and check because we do not remember default by default. We do not remember the facts. The main point that passage makes is that Apple iPhone was already popular in India, has realized the strategic importance of Indian market. Yeah, that looks a very good option. Needs new branding and marketing strategy to compete with Samsung. That's not given in the passage. And last one is needs physical stores to expand sales to more buyers of premium products. Not there. The main idea is the passage does talk about that now how they have realized that India is becoming important for them. So right answer is option number 2. What is Apple's challenge while opening the physical stores is that I think is given in the last few lines of the passage. So that's given here. Um, the real issue, the real issue will be to pull consumers to these flagship centers without alienating the partner sellers. So the right answer would be option number 1. Retain links with the partner sellers and drawing customers to their stores. That is the biggest challenge that they face. Okay, complete the following sentence. Now, these are the questions which will take less than a minute's time. Okay. The new car has disappointed its buyer in many ways, and good mileage is its only. The right answer is saving grace. Saving grace is something which is which saves you from embarrassment, right? So basically, it is talking about although the buyers have been disappointed, the good mileage is the only good thing about it. So saving grace is their saving grace means it's something that has saved them from the real embarrassment. Okay. The nasty comments made by strangers on the social media platforms about the actor made him. So when somebody listens nasty comment about oneself, so what will happen? The person will not feel good about it. But all the options seems like they are not. You will not feel good about it. Ill and ache, ill at heart, ill in heart, ill at ease. So, what happens in this type of questions is either you know the meaning directly or not. So, right answer is ill at ease. So, ill at ease means uncomfortable, right? So, ill at ease is uncomfortable. And the other four are the wrong usages actually. If you ask me to give you a rough estimate for the cost of the project, dash, I would say 30 lakhs. So basically, it's a rough estimate, not the exact figure. It is related to approximation of the grid, of the cuff, of the mark, of the mic. So of the mark is something of the, when we say something of the mark is means something which is which is not hitting the target, something which is far away. Of the mark is far away. So far away can't fit here. It's giving rough estimates. Right answer is off the cuff. Off the cuff means ballpark figure, something which you are not you are only approximating. So I'm looking for that word. So off the cuff is right. Approximation. It grieved me dash my friend's serious illness. So I'm sad after listening my friend's serious illness, something of that sort. It grieved me hearing regarding my friend's serious illness. Now this is grammar. See, it looks very odd. It grieved me hearing regarding my friend's serious illness looks very odd. I don't know. I don't know the rule, but I'm saying that this doesn't look good to me. It grieved me to hear of my friend's serious illness. Yes, This looks good. So I am sad hearing of my friend's serious illness. So right answer should be option number two. The look at the other two. To hear regarding in hearing my friend's seriousness, friend's serious illness, they don't fit out. It's hearing. Meena is very arrogant and class conscious. She refuses to acknowledge Sunil because she feels he is a man of. So if somebody is arrogant and class conscious, that person will refuse to acknowledge someone who he or she believe is insignificant. So it can't be of great importance. It can be of no importance. It can be of some importance. No. So some importance means you are giving giving that person some significance at least of less importance. Even this can be fine. So Amina is very arrogant and class conscious. She refuses to acknowledge Sunil because she feels he is a. So, what could be the right thing? Of no importance is the right usage. Of no importance means insignificant. Right? So, that is the right usage actually. A few brand tailors, a few brand tailor their pants in such a way that it is easy for people with prosthetic legs to put them on. This is how they go extra mile. Extra mile would be the right usage because extra mile means going extra step and helping someone. Okay. Some big shots know how to escape the law even after they violate it. It is, however, the dash who are more often apprehended and punished. So big shots, nothing happens to them. But there are people who are not big enough, who are perhaps insignificant. They are punished. Tiny shots, no. It's the right usage is the small fry. Small fry means a small fish. So tiny fish is a wrong usage. So big shot, big, small. Big shot, small fry. Okay, that is the right usage. Okay, so next is in each of the following sentence, the incorrect part of the sentence is underlined. So we have to mark that. Right. So I will love if few of you can give me the answers in the chat box. What do you think would be the answer of 65? What is the difference between the two effects? Right. So E double F wala effect is used as a noun. So this is used as a noun, and A double F wala is used as a verb. Right. So what will come here? The setting of a story affects is the verb wala part will come here. So it has to be either from the right usage is A double F E C T. So what will be the setting of the story affects the story's plot or affects which one? Right. I am muted. Guys, is it so? You are telling me now. Let me check. Guys, am I audible to all of you? Somebody said that, sir, you are muted. Am I audible? Oh, Rahul, now you can hear me. So I have, okay, totally audible. Thank you so much, guys. So let me go back and restore this. Yeah. So the right answer here would be there are two rules that this question test you on. It is the answer is option number four. One rule is of course the one that I have already told that A double F the verb form will come. And other is the subject verb agreement. So if subject is singular, the verb will be also singular, right? So singular subject takes singular verb. So that rule we have to follow, right? So the right choice is this because the subject here is singular, the setting of a story. So that's a singular verb and affect singular subject, sorry, and affects is a singular verb. Next question. Now you guys can reply, correct? Yeah, answers, guys. No answers? Oh my God. So this is when you realize that nothing much has changed, hasn't it? So what happens is that when interrogation, the question is asked, right? If the first part or the first clause is negative in nature, then the second one will be positive. So if the first clause is negative in nature, the second one will be positive and vice versa. That means if first clause is positive, then second will be negative, right? So here the first one is negative and the second one is also negative in the given underlined statement. So this is a wrong usage, right? So what will be the right usage? Nothing much has changed, hasn't it? No, it's not right. Nothing much is changed, isn't it? Nothing much has changed, has it? Nothing much has changed, would it? So this definitely would it is wrong, isn't it? It wrong. So right answer is if you know the rule, then you can easily mark the right answer because the rule is as I have just now said. I'm reiterating because this question, this type of question, I have seen a couple of times coming in the exam. If the first part of the question is negative, then the second part of interrogation or the interrogative question has to be positive and vice versa. Justin couldn't understand why his friend had refused to work in a company that offered him a huge salary. If it had been him in his friend's place, he would definitely accepted such an offer. He would definitely accepted such offer. Looks problematic. He would have definitely यहाँ तो एक have तो कम है ही है तो वैसा लग ही रहा है देखने से okay, तो he would have definitely accepted such an offer. So this is wrong. There are unnecessarily two halves here. He would have definitely accepted such an offer, right? He would have definitely accept such an offer. No, would have के साथ accepted is right. So right answer is option number 2. Right. My aunt Seema was the most generous of all the members of our family. Whenever we went out for dinner, she always insisted to pay for the meal. So that she had paid for the meal. So this is past tense. So it is not something that will come in the past tense, right? She had paid for she had paid for the meal. That she pay for the meal. This looks good. On and paid for the meal. Don't know what does it mean. That she will be paying for the meal. She always insisted that she will be paying for the meal. So out of 2 and 4, grammatically, 2 is the right answer and because you see what it is trying to say, whenever we went out for dinner, she always insisted that she pay for the meal. that she wants to pay for the meal. So that is what it is trying to say. Meaning wise, for you can say that for से भी समझ में तो meaning किसी से भी आ जाएगा. ठीक है, that she will be paying for the meal is incorrect usage of tense here. Next, when you play the secret Santa, you are expected to buy a gift for whoever you are assigned. Whoever is wrong here. So it will take object form. So object form is whomever, right? So whoever and whomever, the difference is whoever is a subject form. So when I say whoever does this, I will buy you a gift. So that is who. So I'm asking कौन करेगा, वो subject है. And when I am giving it to someone, the thing will be whomever, right? So the right usage here is whomever, because what is happening here is when you play the secret Santa, you are expected to buy a gift for. So you are expected. So here subject is you, and you are buying gift for someone. So someone, this is object. You are buying gift from someone. Someone is receiving your action of buying the gift. So object form should come. Object is receiver of the action. So whomever should come here, and the right answer is option number 4. All right. Now this is the Phillips one. So take your time. Give me your answer. Take a minute's time to tell what could be the right answer. All right. Answers. So in this type of question, flow of language is very important, right? So what we need to see is that what has been talked before and after the given blank. So what it basically says is that in addition, this poetry was largely urban phenomena centered in Calcutta, right? So the poetry was centered in Calcutta. So something to continue this will come. Then gradually it moved to other urban centers. So what is happening here is that it is talking that it was largely phenomena restricted to Calcutta, a blank, and then it talks about then it moved to the other cities, right? So what should come in the blank is something which talks about the Calcutta city itself and not any other place, because that flow is coming in the next line that it moved to the other city. So it has to be specific to Calcutta. It has to be about poetry. So first one, in fact, poetry writing for the first 50 years was confined to a few families who were residents of Calcutta. Good choice, because it talks about how narrow the reach of poetry was. The rulers encouraged the natives to write poetry about India only if their mother tongue was English. Why will this come? This is bringing in another element that only English, if you know English, then you can write poetry. The passage doesn't give me that kind of feeling. English was seen as an elite language, and so British felt that they could use it for poetry. It doesn't fit in the given context. I am looking for something related to Calcutta. The British had decided that poetry about India could reach a larger audience if written in Calcutta. So if they have already decided that it can reach larger audience if written in Calcutta, then why will next line come that they moved it to other urban centers? So right answer is option number 1, which talks about, it gives me the sense of that the usage or the poetry was restricted to less people and only to one particular city. So right answer is one. Chalo, next try this one. So what would be the answer here? So it talks about in the late 1960s, architect Charles Correa began his career as an urban planner, creating New Bombay, an urban area that provided housing and job opportunities for many who lived across the harbor from the original city. In the midst of overpopulated city, he tried to create quasi-rural housing environment. In all of his urban planning commission, Correa avoided high-rise housing solution. So he avoided this. And the passage talks about that how he planned the city. So what should come next is he avoided this. Then what should come is either why he avoided this, why he avoided high rise, that could come, or what did he do? He avoided A means what did he adopt? That can come. So he is particularly noted for his sensitivity to the needs of the poor. Doesn't fit the flow of the passage at all, right? So it has to continue, not high rise solution, then what, or why not high rise solution. Consideration of the Indian climate drove many of his decisions, not related at all. It talks about Mumbai, not the Indian climate as such. His early work combined traditional architecture value with the modernist use of material. Very vague, doesn't fit the context again. He focused on low-rise dwelling solutions. Yeah, so he focused on something. That is what I was looking for. One of the two things that could have come here. Answer is 4. Next. Okay. So this question, any answers? Okay. So let us see. Dash. Conflicts are now brewing over rivers and river basins shared by many of the world. So it talks about that there is conflict over water, river and river basins. What could come here? Fresh water is increasingly in short supply with nearly two-thirds of global population living in water-stressed condition. Okay. Conflicts are now brewing over rivers and river basins. So something related to water should come before this, and something which suggests that there is scarcity, right? Uh, so this looks a decent choice. The world does not consider water to be scarce, so it is that can't come here, right? With water becoming increasingly scarce and development of new source of water extremely costly, international water tensions are expected to rise. This looks a better choice than one, because it talks about the tensions also, not only scarcity but tension also, right? It talks about that this is expected to rise and conflicts are already beginning to happen. So right answer here is option number 3. Next one. Okay. The concept of villa and other European ideas came to Lucknow with foreign soldier travelers and adventures. Further, the marks of Lucknow architecture become their physical manifestation of their new status and a way of proclaiming their alignment to new power block. So, what it talks about that for Nawabs of Lucknow, architecture was not only status symbol. This was a status symbol, of course, for them, and also they wanted to show their alignment to new power block, that is Europe, or of course, in this case, the British. Dash villas hence provided an ideal substitute. So then then it talks about that villas hence provided an ideal substitute. So here something that should act as a bridge between that they wanted to show their alignment to British or new power block and villas. A bridge between the two things should come. That is villas and new power block. So using villas, they could have done that, right? And that is why it says that villas hence provided an ideal substitute for something. Let us look at this. The Nawabs of Lucknow fancied building palaces that resembled British ancestral homes. Looks a decent choice because it talks about alignment. The villa became the backdrop to both the private as well as the court life of Nawabs. Okay, the Nawab chose to live in villas because they were easier to construct than palaces. This doesn't help because I am looking. They wanted to showcase their alignment, right? That we are similar to what the British are, right? So this doesn't talk about that element. Even two doesn't talk about that element. The Nawabs were attracted to European ideas in architecture because of their foreignness. What is this foreignness? A new word has been introduced, but nevertheless, answer should be between 1 and 4 on, right? So answer is option number 1 because 4 suddenly talks about foreignness and I don't know what does that mean, right? So what 1 actually is talking about that they wanted to align themselves to the new power block, and that is why they built palaces that resembled ancestral homes of British, which are villas. So villas were kind of something that resembled the British ancestral homes. So right answer is option number 1. Okay. Now these are fill-ups. Okay. So we'll do a few of them, not all. Let us look at the first 2, 3, and then we'll go to the next set of questions. You can try attempting this. Okay. The culture of 21st century on an increasingly dash scale is oriented around the practical principles of utility, effectiveness, and impact. Things are good to the extent that they are instrumental, with instrumentality usually defined as capacity to produce money or thing. The worth of anything, an idea, an activity, an artwork, a dash with another person is determined by dash. So basically, it talks about that in 21st century, everybody is running after utility. Utility means capacity to produce money or thing, and the worth of anything is determined by this only, right? So what would be the right answer? So the right answer is, if you look at it, option number 2, because everything fits here. The culture of the 21st century on increasingly global scale is a good choice. Increasingly nominal scale, so that the first word doesn't fit here, right? Increasingly conspicuous. Conspicuous means obvious, so that doesn't fit. Ordinal doesn't fit, right? And even in the last blank, imaginatively. What is imaginatively? Look, everything regarding option number 2 fits well. So even in the second blank, the worth of anything, be it an idea, an activity, an artwork, a relationship with another person, this all is determined pragmatically. That means utility hai ya nahi. So next. Easy question. Okay. The human resource chief said that the company will not dash on investing in people. Company will not delay in investing. No. Compromise is a good choice. Not prioritize definitely cannot come, because anybody will like to say that they will want to spend more. So in the first blank, the word compromise should come. Will not compromise on investing in people and has prioritized spending. That again fits well, in order to reassure that all the things fits well. So right answer is option 2. Chalo, next. Okay. Answers. Working from home requires that you may have to put your dash life on dash. So private life looks a good choice. Entire life on camera doesn't look good. Private life on screen looks good. Your actual life on video, what does that mean? Actual life. If you go to office, doesn't that mean your actual life? So these two look wrong. To put your family life on microscope, family life again doesn't fit well. The right answer is, you look logically, it's a private life on a screen, and this many people does do find it disconcerting, means disturbing. So in last blank, even disturbing is good, but in the first blank, only private fits well. Okay, now let us, okay, let us solve one more question, maybe 79 we can do, and then we will go to the next one. Okay. So what is it? In the alleyways of Old Cairo and its cafes, warehouse and barber shops, framed portraits of Egyptian icons are, so everywhere in its cafes, warehouse or barber shops, the portraits of Egyptian icons are. It can't be rare, right? They must be everywhere. So right, looks like ubiquitous should be the best word here. Kings, president, religious and political figures are all dash on fading walls, held up as a symbol of glorious past. So both the words fit well. Ubiquitous means spread everywhere. You can find them everywhere. And immortalized means they are never going to die. They are hanging on the fading walls, and they are symbols of of a glorious past of the country. Okay, so yeah, which word has been used incorrectly? Let us do these questions, and then we will go to the parajumbles. The politician was so flustered by the animosity of the crowd that he refused to answer further questions. I live farther away from the college than all my classmates. Good. I mean, this right usage. Farther means distance wise. The difference between further and farther is further is used with respect to limit, and farther is used with respect to distance. We need to discuss this problem right away, and avoid letting it fester any further. Okay. If you need to further your career, you should avoid all kind of distractions. If you need to farther or further, so this looks wrong. Right answer is option number 4. Other three were right usage of the word. So here further has to be with respect to the limit if you need to move ahead in your career that way. Next, to keep the key safe, she wore it on a cord around her neck. So cord is basically a kind of thread tying something. He purchased a cord of wood from the market. Okay. Teenagers may feel need to cut the umbilical cord tying them to their homes. So I'm sure that three is right usage. One is right usage. Cord of wood, don't know. I'm not sure about it. So I'm not saying that that can be the answer or cannot be the answer. These two are right usage. The musician would hear a chord in his head and playing each note individually. This is wrong. It is chord, right? So with respect to the music, it is chord. So even if I don't know whether two is the right usage, the four is definitely right. Inappropriate usage. Next is, try this. They found that all the flowers placed on their mother's grave had withered within a week. Okay. The landlord issued a warning to the tenants that non-payment of rent was a grave matter and would lead to a court case. So, okay, so we have to find the usage of the word grave. So, grave, one noun, of course, means dead wala, dead body, say death se related, and the other is grave means serious. So, यहाँ पे serious wala use हुआ. The pet dog could not come to terms with his master that and went to grave for him, even refusing to eat for several days. Okay. When the witness was summoned by the lawyer, he made grave allegations. So this grave, serious allegation, this also looks right. So what is wrong here? So I have to read it again. Actually, this is wrong. It should be went to grief, something related to grief or sadness, and not grave. The dog went to grave for him. What does that mean? That mean that perhaps the dog also died with the master. So this is wrong usage. It should come something like grief here or grieved here, right? So right answer is option number 3. Okay. Next is, she had left home for the first time, so her parents made her a promise that she would ring them up every day. Okay. They were all soaking wet, and their mother told them to wring their clothes. This is wrong usage, right? This is definitely wrong. So we use W here and not R, right? So right usage is W and not R. So answer is 2. Next, the last one of this. I have a good chance of promotion since my firm has recently tied up with a conglomerate. The bags placed on the carrier were not secured tightly, which led to an unfortunate accident. It was a full moon night and the tide was high. Oh, this is so easy to spot. Full moon, this should be TIDE, tide. Right? So right answer is option 3. Okay, there is one more. Our products have to function in extreme weather condition, which is why we put them through climatic test. Climatic test. Climatic is related to climate. The passenger in the bus were sweating profusely because of the hot climatic condition. Looks okay. The climatic movement of the match was when the captain caught behind the wicket. This should be This should not be climatic, right? Climatic is related to climate. This should be climactic, which is related to climax, right? So here, Cree is inappropriate usage. All right, the parajumbles. So this is important. And what I will do is let us take a 5-7 minutes break. And what we are going to do next 10 questions will be on parajumbles. I have discussed 2023 almost entire paper, just two fill-ups I have left. So I've discussed the entire paper, but for 2024, I'm not going to discuss the entire paper or solution. Most of the students do find parajumbles difficult. So we will be discussing these five parajumbles, and then we will go to the five parajumbles of 2024 ka paper and then solve them, and maybe solve few more questions, not everything from 2024 paper. But let us take a break of 5-7 minutes. So it's a 12 to 12:10 May. I will start again. Okay. Okay, guys. So we are back, and just give me a confirmation. Last time I did not check, and then I have to stop in between. So yeah, am I audible? Give me a confirmation. Thanks, Rania. So let us start now. This is a tricky part. So we'll be spending good amount of time here, 86 to 95 questions, and then the next of 2024. Okay, so you have to basically arrange them in a right sequence. Okay, so how to go about it? So you should try here to find out the opening sentence. If you can find it out, it is great. That what could be the opening sentence? You should try to use pronouns, right? So, for example, if you read the first sentence, it says that once they reach a high altitude, so definitely something should come before they ये दे किसी को तो रेफर कर रहा होगा so who could come before this sentence, what can come before this sentence? So a plural subject could come, something plural which will get referred by they. So this can't be the opening sentence. So this is pronouns antecedent, I'm saying. Use pronouns, and it can help you to understand that what can come before this. So anything that can be referred to as they can come before one. So let us look at two. An expert from the team explained that the bacteria usually lived on the surface of vegetation such as leaves. So this sentence is about expert from a particular team. So after two, one cannot come because in two the subject is an expert. So the this sentence talks about expert, right? So two के बाद immediately one तो नहीं आएगा. The wind carries them off the surface and into the atmosphere. Now once again, them. What can this them refer to? Right? So this can refer to bacteria because the wind can carry bacteria, right? So bacteria has been talked about in sentence number two. Fourth, we have not found the opening statement so far. One, two, and three can't be the opening statement because each of them has a pronoun and two has an expert from the team. That means a team would have been introduced before. So the opening statement is four. Four talks about a group of researchers were surprised to find that clouds had carried drug resistant bacteria over a long distance. So it's a group of researchers were surprised to find that clouds had carried drug resistant bacteria over a long distance. So, four is the opening sentence. What can come after four is two, because now what happens is that an expert from the team explains that bacteria usually lived on the surface of vegetation such as leaves. तो वो usually तो leaves में रहता है, लेकिन वो दूर तक के चला गया. They were surprised. Expert ने बताया leaves में रहता है. ठीक है. इसके आगे क्या आएगा? वंस दे रीच हाई एल्टीट्यूड, वी हैव ऑलरेडी एलिमिनेटेड कि टू के बाद वन तो नहीं आएगा, टू के बाद आएगा थ्री. The wind carries them off the surface and into the atmosphere. So usually they are found on leaves, but because of wind they get into the atmosphere. And once they reach high altitude, so that they here refers to bacteria. दे हियर रेफर्स टू द बैक्टीरिया. तो इसके पहले बैक्टीरिया की बात किया, राइट? एंड राइट सीक्वेंस इज 4 2 3 1. Try this one. I will wait for you. You try this one and then I will discuss it. So giving you a minute's time to solve this. Okay, I've got one answer. Let us see what could be the opening statement. But the mutiny of Vishakhapatnam predates this. So this can't be the opening statement, but gives me a hint that before this, something related to date, because it talks about mutiny of Vishakhapatnam predates this. That means it happens earlier. So something related to time period should come before one. Instead of going against their heroic leader, the sepoys attacked the British soldiers and managed to escape from the town. This is an event that has happened. So doesn't look like a good opening sentence. 3 looks a good opening sentence. The Sepoy Mutiny of 1857 in the garrison town of Meerut is regarded as the first war of independence. This is regarded as the first war of independence, 1857. What will follow this is one. But the mutiny of Vishakhapatnam predates this, that the mutiny of Vishakhapatnam happened earlier. It happened in 1780. It also refers to something, and this can only refer to mutiny of Vishakhapatnam. So 3, 1, and 1 ke baad definitely 4, because this talks about date, and then 2 will come wherein it talks about what actually happened in that mutiny, right? So 3, 1, 4, 2. Chalo, next. Yeah, come on, give me the answers. Dharansh, Rahul, you guys are replying, so give me the answers. Okay. Okay, this instance highlights how young people from different background. This instance highlights. This can't be the opening sentence, although it looks like a good sentence that can come towards the end. Participation in environmental education program can motivate children to act responsibly towards environment. Good opening statement, a general statement, good opening statement. Two can start. They were motivated to act in a way. They can't be the opening statement because they comes here, but we can look for who are these they. And it looks like it is talking about children, right? So 600 elementary school children from varied social and linguistic groups participated in an open ocean pollution education program. Education program talked about here. Education program talked about here, right? So 2 and 4 will come together. 2 is a general opening statement which talks about that the students, if they can be motivated to act responsibly towards environment. 4 gives me a example that there were 600 elementary school students who participated. 3 will continue that idea that they were motivated to do some things, right? So 3 carry forwards that idea, and the last is 1. Okay, so this tells me the instance, the highlights that how people or young minds can make the difference. So right answer is 2, 4, 3, 1. Okay, next. All right, let us see. What is more shocking to observe is how often such strokes lead to death. So this can't be the opening sentence. This will be the continuation of the idea, which tells that we perhaps underestimate the death because of heat stroke. When the body temperature rises, our vital organs swell, and this causes death. Can be a good opening statement. There is no pronoun being talked about here. Just give me a minute. Yeah. One main reason for this is that people underestimate how badly heat can affect the body. Can't be the opening statement. Heat strokes have become more common in our country than ever before. So four looks a very good opening statement because this is general. Out of four and two, if there are two choices for opening statement, I will suggest always pick the one which is more generic and broad in nature. So four is that sentence. It talks about that heat strokes have become more common in our country than ever before. It has become more common in our country than ever before. So can three come? One main reason for this is that people underestimate. So it is talked. It is talking about underestimation. So right now there is nothing which says that people have been underestimating it. So four के बाद three नहीं दिख रहा है. ठीक है. What is more shocking to observe is how often such strokes lead to death. Such strokes. So such strokes, heat strokes being introduced here, and author says that it is common. However, shocking is that it is leading to death. So one will come, and then three will come. That why it is leading to death is that people underestimate how badly it can impact you. Then three will come. That people are underestimating. That is why it is leading to death. And then two, explanation of this. What happens when the body temperature rises? Our vital organs swell, and this causes death. Right. So 4, 1, 3, 2 is the right sequence. Oh, next. Okay, let us see. Yet, even as TikTok delight consumers and advertisers, others believe the Sunny app has a darker side. So this can't be the opening sentence. However, what I can be sure of, this won't be the last thing because others believe the Sunny app has a dark side. So this is acting as a bridge between something positive about TikTok going to something negative. So what will follow is something negative, and what should be before this is something positive. Okay. Since launching just 5 years ago, the app has brought a warm welcome to its 1 billion plus user. This can't be the opening sentence because the app, that means app would have been introduced somewhere. The app has brought a warm glow to its 1 billion plus user as well as icy dash of competition to the social media incumbents of Silicon Valley. This is a positive sentence because warm glow has been talked about. Okay. Third, ByteDance, its owner. So this again can't be the opening sentence. Its owner means something would have come before this. So only opening sentence could be four. With its wholesome dancing and lip syncing videos, TikTok once billed itself as the last sunny corner on the internet. So it talks about that they called themselves as you know sunny corner, something very positive. So what will come next is something which explains why they call themselves as the last sunny corner, right? So two will come after this because this talks about what has happened since last 5 years. Again, a positive thing has been talked about in sentence two. Launching just 5 years ago, the app has brought a warm glow to its 1 billion plus users, as well as icy dash of competition to the social media incumbents of Silicon Valley. That means Google वगैरह को competition भी दे रहा है, तो ये अच्छा कर रहा है, कुछ positive बोला. 4 के बाद आया 2, फिर 2 के बाद आया 1, which talks about the dark side, right? And what is the dark side? Dark side is this, that it is used for surveillance and propaganda making. So 4, 2, 1, 3 is the right sequence, right? So we have done the 23 ka complete paper. So I won't be solving the entire 24 ka paper. Let me go to the parajumbles, because that's what most people find difficult. So we will be solving the parajumbles. Now here, if you see, there were 5 sentence parajumbles also. Okay, so that makes it very difficult. 5 sentence parajumble becomes a bit tricky. So try to solve this 86 question. Okay, let us see. Meanwhile, people are posting less. So this can't be the opening sentence, because meanwhile has been used. So something is happening, and meanwhile people are posting less. So this can't be the opening sentence. But what is this talking about? People are posting less. The posting has fallen from 40% to 28%. Second, the striking feature of the new social media is that they are no longer very social. This could be a good opening sentence. It talks about the new feature of the striking feature of the new social media, that they are not very social. The what will continue, what will follow this is why author is saying that, why it is not so social. Two can be a good opening sentence. Third, some of the consequence of this are welcome. So consequence of something has been discussed can't be the opening statement. Fourth, debate is moving to closed platforms such as WhatsApp and Telegram. So debate is moving to these platforms. Okay. Inspired by TikTok's, apps like Facebook increasingly serve a diet of clips selected by artificial intelligence according to a user's viewing behavior, not their social connection. So, what apps are doing, like Facebook? They are giving you something as per your viewing behavior and not as per your social connection. Who talked about it? That the new social media is not very social. So 2 and 5, they talk about the same thing, right? So 2 and 5, they talk about the same thing. If you see, so 5 is explanation of 2. So the striking feature of new social media is that they are no longer very social, and apps are giving something which is as per the users viewing behavior and not their social connection. 2 and 5 together. Then if you see, 3 and 4 will also come together, right? Debate is moving to closed platforms. So if debate anything you want to discuss, it's not happening on social media, it is happening on closed platform, because of which political campaigners have to tone down their message to win over private groups. So 4 and 3 will come together. 4 will come first and 3 will come next. Logically देखो क्या बोल रहा है, डिबेट जो है वो क्लोज प्लेटफॉर्म में हो रही है, इस वजह से पॉलिटिकल कैंपेनर्स को प्राइवेट ग्रुप्स को अपील करने के लिए कुछ करना है. So 2 5 4 3 ये तो सीक्वेंस बन गया. Where will 1 come? Meanwhile people are posting less. लोग कम पोस्ट कर रहे हैं. पोस्टिंग के बारे में कहां पर आएगा? इट विल कम आफ्टर 5. So 2, 5, 1, 4 3। वन बोल रहा है कि लोग कम पोस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, लोग जा रहे हैं व्हाट्सएप एंड टेलीग्राम में। तो वन के बाद आएगा 4, पोस्ट कम कर रहे हैं, दे आर गोइंग टू प्लेटफॉर्म लाइक व्हाट्सएप एंड टेलीग्राम, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ विच पॉलिटिकल कैंपेनर्स को भी अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज करनी पड़ रही है। सो 2 5 1 4 3। Okay, this one has 4 sentences. You can try this. Okay, let us see. The muddy concoction made by grinding the kava plant's root and mixing it with water to create a dark holds a deep cultural significance throughout the region. This can't be the opening sentence because the muddy concoction means something would have been talked about before, which author is referring to as the muddy concoction. The other is the region, means the region. Which region is this referring to? तो ये भी पहले तो कहीं बात किया होगा, तो वन तो ओपनिंग होगा नहीं, ये तो एक सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ सम लिक्विड बता रहा है। Regular kava drinkers often describe this blissful state as a sort of peace. This can't be opening statement. But what will come before this is something which can be described as a blissful state, right? Call Yapona in Fiji, Awa in Samoa, and Sakau in Micronesia. Kava has occupied a sacred role in Pacific countries for centuries. This is good because what has happened here is that a drink has been introduced, a region has been, the few regions have been introduced, and that's why three is a good opening. And what will follow three is one, because one talks about the muddy concoction also, right, and the region also, that what it is made of, and how it has gained a significant you know cultural significance in these regions. 4 talks about a state that if you take a ball or shell, it can lead to profound relaxation, it can give you sort of numbness. 4 and 2 tells that this is kind of blissful state. So 3 1 4 2 is the right sequence. Okay, next. Okay. By contrast, in America, it is estimated that even after post-COVID decline, total giving came to almost 500 billion in 2022. So this can't be the opening sentence. It is by contrast. So something uh, related to donation or charity would come before this for some other country. There are no comparable data on different countries, but one report by Dasra, a Mumbai-based NGO, estimates total private giving in India came to about $13 billion. Third, a strategic sort of giving involving philanthropy professionals, a long-term lens and big ambitions of transforming society is gradually emerging. It differs, of course, between the countries. Good opening. because now I know that 2 talks about India, 1 talks about America. So 2 and 1 will follow 3 somewhere. All right. 4 talks about China, that China has given 21 billion. So, so 2, 1 America, 2 India, and 4 China. They will follow 3, right? By any measure, however, organized philanthropy across Asia is on much smaller scale than the West. Asia means India and China. West is America. If you see the figures, China it is 21, India is 13, but in US it is 500. So statement number 5 looks a good conclusion, that you look at from any angle, by any measure, the organized philanthropy is at much smaller scale in Asia as compared to West. So 3, 5, other things will come in between. By contrast, America has been mentioned after by contrast. What by contrast? So Asian countries will come first and then America will come. And out of the Asian countries, which one will come first? 2 and 4? 2 will come first because there are no comparable data on different countries. 3 talks about it differs from country to country, and then 2 talks about there is no comparable data with us. For India, it is this. And as per China, one of the reports from Chinese Academy, they are giving 24 billion. So right sequence is 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. Chalo, next. Okay. In this microgravity environment, where blood also tends to move towards the head, heart and the head. So this can't be the opening sentence because this microgravity environment, तो microgravity के बारे में बात हुआ होगा. Both effects are only short-lived. Definitely won't be the opening sentence because both results are short-lived. The heart interprets this as an increase in the amount of blood. This can't be the opening sentence because some action would have happened. This is referring to this. So 4 is the opening sentence. In a space with less gravitational force than on Earth, there is less pressure on your spine, and so it will get a bit longer, effectively making you as much as 2 inches taller. So what can come after 4 is 1. It talks about in this microgravity environment, your blood also tends to move towards heart and end. So one effect is spine mein, it gets bit longer. The second is blood moving towards heart and head. So 4 ke baad aayega 1. Please note that 2 cannot come after 4 because both effects की बात हुआ है, तो दो चीजें होनी चाहिए. 4 में सिर्फ एक ही चीज की बात की है, that is spine. So 4 and 1 are together. And the heart interprets this as increase in the amount of blood. So when blood moves towards heart and head, the heart interprets कि blood बढ़ गया है, right? So that it needs to pump less. तो उसको कम blood pump करना है, so it shrinks. लास्ट में आएगा 2, जहां पर वो बता रहा है ये दोनों इफेक्ट, दैट इज स्पाइन का बिग होना, लॉन्ग होना, एंड दी हार्ट का श्रिंक होना, बोथ आर शॉर्ट लिव्ड, एंड व्हेन यू गेट बैक तो ये नॉर्मल हो जाता है. सो 4, 1, 3, 2. चलो लास्ट वन. Okay. Farmers, however, especially during the peak farming season, ignore the warnings of the weather forecast. Can't be the opening sentence. People from some states of India have demanded that families of those who have been killed by lightning strikes should receive compensation. Could be a good opening statement. The Minister for Disaster Management announced that over 2,800 people have died after being struck by lightning last year. The minister responded that pamphlets on danger of lightning and precaution to be taken are being distributed in villages. So 2, 3, 4 talks about lightning and what has minister done. One talks about that farmers do not focus heed on the warning, right? So if you look 4 and 1, they should be together. Look at this. The minister responded. The minister has given response to something. So this won't be the opening, but when I read it for the first time itself, it was clear that 1 will follow 4. So 4 says that the minister says that we have distributed pamphlets. We have told people that there are dangers of lighting and what precautions you need to take. However, farmers don't care about it. They do not focus on they ignore the warnings. So 4 and 1 are together. Out of 2 and 3, what will come first? People from some states of India have demanded that families of those who have been killed by lightning strike should receive compensation. So people are demanding this. The minister has responded by saying that we are distributing pamphlets. The first thing will be 3, right? So it talks about they have announced that over 2,800 people have died because of the lightning struck by lightning last year. People have asked that families of those killed should be compensated. Minister responded by saying that they are doing their bit by making people aware about the dangers. And the last is farmers are ignoring the warnings of weather forecast, right? So right answer is 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay, so we have done the parajumbles for this, which I think is more problematic area. The other questions you can try attempting these questions. I mean, the same. If you look at the pattern of the exam, last 3 years the pattern has been almost same. The reading comprehension passages followed by the idioms and phrases, followed by the grammar, followed by sentence completion. So if you practice these papers last 3 years verbal ka, you will have a fair bit of idea of the kind of questions that you can expect, and I'm sure that you're anyways taking mocks also. Yeah, so I will towards the end I will just like to reiterate what should be the strategy for you. So the right strategy should be, you should look at attempting the grammar and the idioms questions first. This I've already talked. The first 10 minutes should go to idioms, grammar, incorrect usage, fill-ups. So first 15 minutes should go towards these 20 questions or so. Then next you should solve the 2 passages, RCs. And then towards the end, you should look at solving the para completion and para jumbles. So this is what you should look at doing for the verbal section. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you learned few things, and elimination is key in the English verbal section. So any questions specific to this, if I can answer, I will be happy. Otherwise, we will close the session. Yeah. Any question? Then, guys, if you have question, you can post it. We will be more than happy to answer. Thank you so much. Remember, I am Shillong ka notification aa gaya hai, and the forms up you can fill up last week of May or first week of June. So keep track of that. And all the best for the IPMAT exam. This, I think, is the final session for the final preparation, final lab for IPMAT. So all the best for the exam. Keep your cool, and you must be knowing कि quant में कितना attempt करना है. फर्स्ट सेक्शन में 6-7 सही हो गया तो डेफिनेटली कट ऑफ क्लियर हो जाएगा. सेकंड सेक्शन में 12-13 करेक्ट हो गया तो कट ऑफ क्लियर हो जाएगा. थर्ड सेक्शन यू विल बी नीडिंग समवेयर बिटवीन 32, 33, 34. ऐसा कुछ करेक्ट करना पड़ेगा बिकॉज 3-4 मिस्टेक्स तो होंगी ही होंगी. ठीक है. हाउ मेनी कैंडिडेट्स आर सेलेक्टेड फ्रॉम द जनरल कैटेगरीज? I think they will call 600 to 700 students for the interviews from general category. Rahul. ठीक है. Chalo then, guys, all the best for the IPMAT exam. Hope to see you soon after the exam with the analysis. Bye.